Chapter 9, 9-1. 9-1 is one of the opening vocabulary questions. Make sure you have your vocab open. Each option can only be used once. 9-2. This one's a little more complicated. So here we have a list of options. We also have some verbs. So what I want you to do here is look for any articles before blanks, and that'll help us get rid of some of these, right? So llamó el 911 y una blank lo llevó al hospital. So here, so he called 911 and something took him to the hospital. Well, probably an ambulance, right? So we're going to write una ambulancia. And write exactly how it goes. Allí un paramédico lo llevó a la, so we need a la, right? So we got rid of la ambulancia, so we need something that's feminine and singular. Probably going to be, well, it could be temperatura. So they took him to the temperature? No. They took him to the wheelchair? No, they took him to the emergency room. So there you go. So remember up here we also have one verb, which is enfermarse. And like I say up here, when you use it, it needs to be in the pretérito. This is also a reflexive verb. Remember that. If you don't know how to use reflexives or you can't remember, go back and watch the short video I did. Same thing down here, just different words. 9-3, this is a little bit easier. These are all body parts. So use 258, 259 to fill in the blanks here. The articles are already given to you, and the articles can actually help you figure out what body part it's referring to. 9-4, here we get into the commands, and if you need to review commands up here on the page, you can review formal commands and pronouns. This is going to be very important when we get to a further question. So 9-4. So we have a few options. Señor Fernández, el tabaco es muy nocivo. So something nicotine patches in order to quit smoking. So what would it probably be? Probably going to be usar, right? So to get that, we need to know how to form the command, which in this case, I'm not going to run through it with you, but it's use, right? And it's going to be use because he's talking to Señor Fernández. He's not talking to a group of people. He's talking to one person, right? Andrés, tiene usted la presión de sangre alta y una dieta alta en sol. No es aconsejable, etc., etc. Remember, here again, he's talking to one person, not a group of people, so use the singular command. And down here, the exact same thing. Like I said, if you need to review how to form this, watch the video up here or refer to your textbook. 9-5, here we're getting a little more complicated. No preocupar. Your professor feels bad, so you're talking to your professor, which is singular. So these are going to be all the singular forms. So no te preocupe. No te preocupe por la clase, right? So these are the usted mandato singular, and we have to remember that preocuparse is a reflexive verb, and in the negatives, the reflexive has to go in front, and we also have acostar down here, and you'll have to do the same there. The rest of these are pretty straightforward. 9-6. So here we could be using usted or ustedes, right? So we have to see which is being used where. So here we have llegar. So we can begin with ye. That will be the command form. So we're going to assume that's singular. Here we're going to go traiga. And then, so we have usted. We're going to assume all of these are singular, which they should be. And then all of a sudden down here, we start seeing plural forms, ustedes, right? And here we have a command. So we know the form is vista, vistan, right? Because it's ustedes, so it's going to be vistan. And we have to put the command, the pronoun afterwards. Vístanse with an accent. Again, if you can't remember how to form these, please refer to your video. But in this question, it's pretty straightforward, but pay attention to the usted or the ustedes. Question number 9-7. This one's a little more complicated because here we're using commands with pronouns, right? So abro la boca. So you're asking your doctor, and your doctor responds sí. Abra, because he's talking to you, right? Just singular. Abra What he's saying is, or she's saying is, open it. So what's the it? The it is la boca. Abra la. And of course, with these, we need an accent to maintain the stress on the appropriate syllable. Remember, so this is each one is a conversation here, right? And go about it like that. In 9-11, this is the imperfecto, which is actually very simple. If you need to review formation of the imperfecto, go here. This question, 9-11, is very straightforward. Cuando yo, what's the form for yo? Era. Niña, pasar, we're still talking about yo, pasaba, right? And just keep going along like that. This is very simple. 9-12, I'm giving you some choices, right? So here, you're only going to use each choice once. So cuando blank niño. So when I blank boy, when I was worried boy, when I made boy, when I liked boy, when I was a boy, right? Cuando era niño. So we can get rid of that option and just work through your options like that. Remember, preocuparse is reflexive. If you don't know how to deal with reflexives or you can't remember, please go back and watch the reflexive video, which is in the Dr. Doug's Quick Spanish.